Hello and welcome back to Ayaron's world. I do apologise that it's been a couple of weeks since I've done this, but you know me, stuff always crops up and gets in the way. In this case, the main thing has been a bad tooth, yes, which was causing me pain, making it harder for me to speak and so on. But they ripped that out of my head on Friday, and now it's Sunday, and I'm starting to feel like I can talk again. Incidentally, if you're wondering where all the technical tales and FTLs came from, they were all recorded in a massive batch before all this started, and I've been sort of doling them out over the time. So, I would like to get this finished today. Now, the remaining things that are needed is I need input chests, so I put raw materials in one and fuel in the other, and those inputs need to end up where those chests up there are. Then the other thing is I need the optional empty these, so I don't necessarily have to do this. Obviously, it's good if I do this because I get the experience points. But if I just want to do, if I'm really not that interested in experience points, and let's face it, I do have some pretty decent XP spawners, or at least they do the job, it would be nice to have a lever to get those emptied. Now, I've considered using minecarts for both the input and the emptying, because that's, relatively easy to do, although it's less... It would be okay for the emptying, because there wouldn't be much in this, and the minecart would shuttle backwards and forwards and empty it and would keep up. But you can imagine that if I dump a chest full of stuff, then... Okay, it was my own footsteps. I thought it was a creeper. Then either it's just going to pick up a few items, drop a few items, pick up a few items, drop a few items, or I need like a really good timing circuit, so it sort of sits there for a while and then goes up, and that's just going to add a level of complexity that I'm not sure I want to deal with. So I'm going to go with hoppers for this, because you can lock a hopper so it won't extract items. At least I think you can. That is something we need to test. We need to stick a hopper on the bottom of one of these things and make sure that when it, that I can stop it from extracting unless I want it to. And then we're going to use vertical droppers to get the items up there. So that's what I've been experimented with here. I don't think I've shown you this. I think I showed some basic demonstrations of the fact that droppers can put items in items and so on. So what I've got here is a stack of droppers. So there's a comparator on this. So if there's an item in this bottom dropper, it outputs a redstone signal straight to this repeater because I want to boost the signal. This then goes two ways. One, it loops back into the dropper itself, which will give it a redstone pulse. And then it also turns it off. Now, the reason you need to do this is, unless they've changed it, there was something really cool you could do with... I need a lever. I must have a lever somewhere. I have, unfortunately, blocked the contents of that chest. Let me make a lever. There used to be a really cool thing you could do with these comparators. Right. Oops. Which was if you threw down a dispenser or a dropper or something like that. Now, obviously, if you give it its redstone signal, it only fires once per turn on. Like, if the power's constantly on, it doesn't keep firing. Now, there used to be a thing that if you just stuck a comparator in the back of it, it would force constant updates. And then it would keep firing all the time. But they got rid of that. I think they considered it a bug rather than a feature. So, that's where this thing comes in. By feeding the output of this repeater back into the side of this comparator, it turns off this thing's signal, which means the power goes away. And then because the power's gone away, this locking signal goes away and it can start flowing out again. So the upshot of this is that if you stick a pile of stuff in there, it comes out the top. Relatively quickly. I mean, if we see how, you know, that's pretty good. Obviously some items stuck in the system. Okay, so you end up with a single item sometimes in this uppermost one, but that's just a consequence of how I've got it set up here. I don't think it will do that in the other one, but all the others should be empty. Now, I only need the redstone every other level, so there's redstone connected to this one and redstone connected to this one. And that seems to do the trick, because a redstone pulse into this one will affect both of those two. And a redstone pulse into this one, I think, will affect that one and the one above. So this is exactly the same circuit, I just put it at a different angle. So, that's nice and simple, and I think will work well. Okay, so a quick check, a quick test of this hopper thing. So the idea is that this redstone line will lock this hopper. I'm a little worried that it might lock the hopper up there as well, so we're going to test it. I'm going to manually throw some cobble in here. It should flow into this furnace, start cooking, but then stay in the furnace because that redstone line is on. Let's give this a go. Just need a couple. Yeah, that was my worry. This redstone line is locking both of them at once. So that's not going to work. Well, I suppose I was going to have to cover up in front of those hoppers anyway. So let's put this underneath. For now, I'll just do this. Right, so now hopefully that's locked this hopper and left that one there alone. So let's just give this a try. 2, 3, 4. Okay, what's going wrong here? Why are you not going into this? Huh. Something changed about how these hoppers work, because I have just installed a new version of the snapshot, but they still seem to be connected properly. I'm going to have to investigate this closer. Okay, just worked it out. I was having the dumb. I was loading that, I think, into the hopper for the fuel, not the hopper for the items to burn. Which means my initial design might have been okay, because the reason why that isn't moving is because it's not fuel. So I need to set this up again as it was originally, but also throw some fuel in. I suppose I can take out the fuel which is currently in there, can't I? There we go. That gives me some test fuel. Right, so I've set that up again. So let's get up top and we'll drop the stuff in both the hoppers and see what happens. Right, always a little awkward. I should just... Oh, I've got ender pearls. I was about to say I thought I'd run out. Okay, so fuel goes in this one. And that goes in fine. And the stuff to burn goes in this one, and that goes in fine. Good. So the redstone signal is not interfering. So the question now is just, will they stay here? No! Now, does that mean that this is not locking the hopper? The only way to test that, I suppose, is to stick another hopper underneath. No, I need a chest. I need something that I know won't get locked up. Huh. Oh, yes, okay, so that is not locking the hopper. I thought it would. I mean, it's a redstone signal right next to it. But it doesn't appear to be locking the hopper in any way, shape, or form. Maybe it's because the redstone isn't running into it, which would be annoying. A redstone torch there would do it, but that would definitely lock the one above as well. Let me have a think. Yeah, I can't see any easy way of getting a redstone signal to this. Well, at least putting a wire underneath didn't work. Would a redstone... Hang on, I've just thought of what one other way that might work. That would be a redstone torch. If I had a row of redstone torches there, which I turned on or off, might that do it? So... wasting a lot of fuel on this blaze rod, I know, but I've got plenty of them. So that must be sending a signal into that thing. Ah, that works. Hello. Welcome to the overworld. There's not much fire here. You might get a bit cold, so if you do, just, you know, pop back through there and you'll be right as rain. Okay, so this works. So yeah, so I think a row of redstone torches down there, which I can control with a redstone line in a similar way that I've got a row. I might need... I'll work it out. I mean, once I'm underground, I've got plenty of room to work with. So, yeah, I'll set that up. I'll set that one up, and then we'll take a look at the results. Okay, so I've decided where I'm going to put my chests. For the sake of spacing and size, I've just got a single chest for input and fuel, and a double-sized chest for output. That way, if I keep shoving stuff in, I don't necessarily have to be emptying it here as often. So, the hopper goes in like that, and just so you know, a hopper will connect to whatever it is you are, whatever side. Well, a hopper will connect to whatever it is you click on. So, if I do that, this hopper will feed into that hopper. Oops. I want to go one more this way, like so. And now I want to go that way. As you can see, I'm going to need a lot of hoppers. And then that one goes that way. And then the one from there will just go straight down. And the hoppers along there will connect to the one on their right. So this one will feed along all the hoppers in the row, down into there, and then like that. And let's just test this. Yep. So there we go. And that should be nice and coverable. I'm thinking I'll put upside down stairs on top of the chests. So the chests are going to be like in little alcoves. So, like, do I have any redstone stairs? Yes, I do. Nether brick. Nether brick stairs. So there's going to be like a block there and a block there. Oh, I don't have enough of these. I think spacing-wise, that's reasonable. And then if I do that, see that? That makes the chest like in a little alcove, and it does still open and close. I'm probably going to have to cover up here, aren't I, as well? Now, I don't like how that makes those things so inaccessible, so maybe use stairs again. That's reasonable. I wonder how it would look with an upside down stair here as well. That's interesting. Anyway, so that's how the chests are going to be. That's how these are going to connect. I'm not going to cover any of it up, though, until after it's all done, so you can see the wiring nicely. Okay, so I've got the output sorted. Lever here, which you can see when this lever's off, all those redstone torches are on, which locks all of these, so anything in the output slot should stay in the output slot. Let me just get a little piece of cobblestone. Like so, we'll just wait for that first one to cook up. Obviously this is going to be the same for all of them. So, because it's locked, it stays in there and I can take it out manually. When you pull this switch, it simply picks up the redstone signal from there, bounces it round into a load of repeaters, which feed them into the blocks, which turn off the torches. So when I flick this switch, the torches go off, and my stone appears here. Nice and simple. Now, for this bit, I realised that I needed to have a little bit of a gap. Because there's power running into this block and that block, if I had a dropper right up against them, they'd be constantly powered. And if it's constantly powered, then I don't have the pulsing which I need in order to get items up the column. So I had to move it out one, which means that I'm encroaching on this path, which means this path here, connecting from there to there, is probably going to disappear. I mean, I've still got a way around that way, and there'll be like a narrow alleyway between the two, but it won't be a proper path anymore. Now, this I don't think will work, because I don't think this redstone is actually going to go into that block. But I need to give it a bit of a test. Yeah, see, it's pulsing, but it's not actually activating that at all. Incidentally, I think I discovered that this needed to be set to 2 in order to get it to pulse properly. So, in order to get it to connect to those things, I'm going to have to encroach out even further, which is the annoying thing. Yeah, see, that's not going to work, but I hate to use more repeaters, but I think I may need to do that. So now let's see what sort of pulsing we can get. Now by adding that second repeater, that one can stay on 1, I think. So these are all ending up in there. Now I thought the pulsing in there would affect this one as well. And it hasn't. That's an issue. Now, is that because I used a repeater? Because I didn't want to have this circuit again until that level. Because I can't actually fit it again on this level. I'm not sure why that's different. It could be... Is it that? Yes, it is. Okay, okay. For some reason, that makes a difference. So now they are ending up in this one, so I can have this circuit again at this level, which means I can put my wool here. And this is going to be the footprint. On each of the levels. Like so. So I'll just work that all the way up to the top. Okay, well I was testing as I built up the hopper stack, and the moment I put the last one in, so basically, you know, each layer I tested to make sure the cobble would make it to the layer above. And this one appears to have gotten here, and it started loading the cart, and the cart started whizzing backwards and forwards delivering stuff. So I think everything started cooking. So that's a nice test. Is stuff cooking? Everything is cooking. Nice. And I think we're on automatic delivery right now, aren't we? So yes, we are. So I wasn't actually expecting that. I forgot that I've got these. Oops, didn't mean to fall down there. I forgot that I've got these override switches, haven't I? I'd have to wire those in at some point. Like one of these turns the fuel delivery on and off. One of them turns the other one delivery on and off. Well, maybe I don't need it. I mean, you know, if I've put stuff in, then obviously I want it to process. So, do I really need an off switch? Not sure I do. So yeah, this works nicely. I am very pleased with that. So let's get rid of the dirt without destroying the redstone. It's only dirt. So, oh yeah, I just got to hook these chests up, which is a simple case of... This one will have a... Oh, I was going to have a hopper come out the back, but you can't have hoppers come out the back, can you? I was thinking that hoppers would come out the back. Maybe... Okay, these things could be up one, couldn't they? One off the ground? Would that mess up the aesthetic too much? The problem being is that if I drop them down onto a hopper, the hoppers are going to be one level lower, and then I'm going to have to redo all of that, which would make me cry. Or these chests will be one off the ground. I'm okay with them being one off the ground. I can live with that. So yeah, so you put stuff in these chests, they'll drop into a hopper at the level of these current chests, and those hoppers will simply go, this one will go off this way and connect into there, and this one will go off this way and connect into there. Easy peasy. So, this is me utterly out of iron, and I am 3 hoppers short, which is a little annoying. So, now I do have, I've completed the line for this one, so I think that's the fuel line. It's the one that goes up to the lower one, which feeds into the back of the furnaces. So yeah, see, this one's out of fuel. That's because that's the one I was doing all my testing on. So if I throw blaze rods in here, then they should end up, assuming everything works, up there. Let's see whether we can follow these going up. Why aren't they ending up in there? Oh, this is strange. Now, I never actually tested this side of it, but I don't understand why. Oh no! I think I know what's happening. And this is a serious issue. Because this one's only receiving one item at a time, it's emptying, and it means that the items are all ending up in the hopper that's in between these two places, aren't they? They're all in here. And it's not pulsing fast enough to get them out of there. Oh, hang on. There we go. I forgot to set that to 2. That one's set to 2, I think. Oh, sorry about that. I sneezed. Yeah, so that one's set to 2. And I'm pretty certain I remember to set all the others to 2 on the way up. Right, let's... Yep, that's set to 2. Okay, they're making them there. Okay. Ooh, I like the rhythm it makes. Dun 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 dun. You could dance to this. I wonder what it will sound like with both of them there. Excellent. So they've all piled up at this bottom hopper. They've cleared this second dropper nicely, and they're all piling up that one. But this is a hopper that has a thingy on it, a comparator on it. So yeah, nice. The train is running backwards and forwards, delivering the fuel to all of my wonderful things, my wonderful furnaces. Yep. This is working perfectly. So I just need a little more iron for that, and it's done. So when next you see this, it should all be covered and looking a lot more like a building. Well, thank you for watching. Hopefully the next Ayaron's World will be a lot sooner. I'm not going to start on the auto potion making or the auto item sorting yet. I think I really need 1.5 to be officially out first. The snapshots have more or less settled down. The last snapshot just had a few bug fixes, but we need to make sure that nothing's going to change about how hoppers work before we start with the item sorting and stuff like that, because those are going to be very complex projects. But until 1.5 comes out, there's a few other little things I want to do about the place. So I'll see you then. Bye bye.